Okay, next lesson, Algebra 2, lesson number 82, and this is called algebraic simplification. So all we're going to do is we're going to take some fractions and basically just simplify those. So let's just start out with the first example. We have a over, let me make that line a little bit thicker, 1 plus a over 1 plus 1 over x. Alright, so when we're doing simplification of these kind of things, key part here, we start at the innermost or the lowest or the most hidden, I don't know what you want to call it, but we're going to start with this, and then we'll work with this, and then we'll work across this big line here. So what we're going to do here is just simple finding common denominators and making each one of these, combining these to make one fraction, then combining these to make one fraction, and this fraction then when we're done we'll invert and multiply times EA. That's basically what we've got. So let's look at this first. X over x plus 1 over x. So all I did is found a common denominator so that I could add these and make them one fraction. So instead of 1 plus 1 over x, I just have x plus 1 over x. So let's rewrite this. Okay, so then I'm going to invert and multiply. So I'm going to take and write this as, so that's this A, and I get A over okay, so I just took this whole thing here and made it into one fraction. Now I'm going to add that to this. So I'm going to move everything up. Do this in yellow. And I'm going to write it as A over, and I'm going to write this as x plus 1 over x plus 1 so that it has the common denominator. Now I can write this as A over x plus 1 plus ax all over x plus 1. Now at this point I have one fraction here. So now that I have one fraction here and one fraction there, and this is really a over 1, I'm going to take this, flip it upside down, and multiply. So let's move some stuff up. And this is really what I'm down to. So I'm going to take A and I'm going to put it over. Oops, I'm not going to do that, am I? I'm going to multiply. And I'm going to just make it A over 1 just so it's a fraction. I'm going to flip that over. And I get A over that. And that is my answer. Doesn't look very simplified, does it? Alright, let's look at the next example, and really that's it then for this lesson. So we'll go ahead and do the second one and we'll be good. So we've got B over A plus C over x plus 1 over y. Okay, so we start there, then we go here, then we go here, then we invert multiply. So again, I like writing the whole thing out just so I don't lose anything in the process. And I'm going to make that xy over y plus 1 over y, because remember I look over here and say what am I missing here that I have here? I'm missing a y, so I do a y there and a y there. That's where these two y's came from. And that equals b over a plus c over xy plus 1 over y. Now when I'm at this point, I can take the bottom one, flip it over, and multiply it by c, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So I've got b, a plus c over 1 times y over xy plus 1. So again, I flip these upside down and I'm multiplying them. And that gives me b cy over, okay, so now I've got to combine these because I have two fractions, because remember this is actually that. So I have two fractions here that I have to combine before I invert and multiply. Alright, things go up. So, start out with my b again on top. Common denominator. What am I missing here that I have here? An xy plus 1. So that's going to be on top, and it's also going to be on the bottom. Common denominators. Now I can combine combine fractions. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute that a. Alright, so I just took this times that and got my axy and that and got my a. Now I can invert multiply. Okay, so let's keep moving stuff out of the way here. And this is what I'm going to invert multiply. So I've got b over 1 times and because I'm multiplying, I don't have to find common denominators, so I have b times this. I'm going to go ahead and distribute. I guess maybe I don't have to. And then I'm left with axy plus a plus cy on the bottom, and I'm done. And that's it for lesson number 82.